What is up guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be carrying out a mini service on the Mini. Okay, so first of all what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the car, let the engine get up to about 20 or 30 degrees just so that the viscosity of the oil becomes a little bit thinner, and then that way it's easier for us to drain out the oil. Right, so we've got the oil and the oil filter. And what we'll do is we'll check the air filter and the cabin filter, and if they are dirty then they will be replaced as well. Right, so this is the Mini N47 C28 engine, so that's a 2 litre turbo diesel, and we've got the oil filter here, we've got the oil filler cap here, and we've got the air filter box here, and we've got the sump plug right here. So we'll take that out now, and then we'll drain all the oil out of the car. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll put the oil collector underneath the sump plug, round about there, and then what we'll do now is we'll just simply unscrew the bolt. This is a 17mm bolt, we'll just turn it anti-clockwise. Now this is the tricky part, usually the oil will gush out here, so just take your time. And always have a few rags handy, just in case the inevitable happens and you get some oil drips onto your driveway or your garage floor. So we'll just let that drain out, and then what I'll do now is I'll take the filler cap off at the top, introduce more air into the engine, and then it should drain out faster. And the one thing I'd like to point out is just make sure that your car is on a level surface, just so that you can get all the oil out. You don't want to leave any old oil in the system. Another thing as well about diesel cars is the oil is always black due to the combustion process. So even when you change the oil and then you check the oil in the dipstick, it's going to be black straight away as soon as the car runs. So don't be too concerned about that. Just make sure that you get your car serviced at regular intervals. I like to do mine every 6,000 k's. That way I know that the engine is getting proper lubricated and looked after. Okay, while we wait on the oil draining out, I'll just quickly show you this oil filter. So we've got the new rubber O-ring, and we've also got a copper crush washer which will go onto the sump plug bolt. You can see there's an old copper washer there, so that just gets replaced every time. That way you'll stop any little drips. The last thing you want is an oil drip on your driveway. Very annoying. Okay. So we just pull off the old copper washer, set that to the side, and we'll give the bolt a clean. A little bit of brake cleaner, and you can see already that it's made the bolt practically brand new looking. So let's give that a clean. Get the copper washer. Place the copper washer over the bolt. And then we'll put that in once the oil stops draining out of the system. Right, so we've got to put this on very carefully, make sure that we don't cross thread it, otherwise it's just going to drip all day long, and then we'll probably need to get it retapped, drilled and retapped, or replace the actual sump itself. So as I said, just take your time and thread it on slowly. Clockwise, like so. Get it started a few turns by hand. Right, so what we'll do is we'll torque this up now with the torque wrench to 25 Newton meters. Okay. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the oil filter housing, and that is a 27mm socket. Out she comes. And what I like to do is just inspect the oil filter for any debris, any metal particles, anything like that, or sludge. And as you can see here, this filter's in really good condition. Just pulls out like so. Okay, so this O-ring, actually here, it sits inside that groove there. That's the groove there that it sits inside. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll put a little bit of oil on the new O-ring prior to fitting it, and that just helps with everything, lets it seal better, gives it a little bit of lubrication as it turns in, so you don't actually damage the O-ring. Okay, so we'll do that now. We'll fit the new O-ring. These are quite stretchy, so don't worry if you need to pull on them a little bit to get them in over the threads. You can see there's a hole, there's two holes there. One, there's a tube that protrudes out, and then there's a hole sitting about 2 o'clock. That's where this part here needs to go. Okay, so we lube this up with a little bit of oil, and then we push it in down like that. Okay. And that's her in. Okay. Right, and now what I'll do is I'll fit the oil filter housing cover, and as you can see there, the torque setting is 25 Newton meters. So we'll turn this clockwise, nice and slowly, and then we'll give it a final tighten up with the torque wrench set at 25 Newton meters. Okay, and the car takes 5.2 litres. So what we'll do is we'll take out the dipstick, clean that off, and then we'll start filling it up nice and slowly. And that's us. What I'll do is I'll start the engine, let it run for a few minutes, let the oil circulate, and then I'll check it again. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the air filter and give that a check, and if it's dirty I'll replace it. And as you can see here, it's pretty dirty, so I'll get a filter for this and then get it replaced. Now what I'll do is I'll check the cabin filter. Right, okay, so in order to remove the cover, I like just to use a pick. And out she comes. And that gives us access into the filter. Which just pushes out like so. Right, so what I'll need to do now is run along to the parts store and get the 2 filters. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll just cross-reference the filters, just make sure that they are indeed the correct ones prior to fitting them. Yep, that's all good. That's all good. Everything's the same. So this part of the air filter slides down into this slot here, and then the circular part here goes onto the intake. So we have to feed the filter up through the left hand side here, adjacent to this groove. So it is a little bit tricky. Okay, now that I've got the car back down on level ground, I'm going to once again check the oil using the dipstick. And we're just above the halfway line there, so I'll add a little bit more. Right, so in order to reset the service interval on the R56 Mini 2013, what we do is we go into the vehicle information, click on that, we go to vehicle status, click on that, we go to the service required, we click on that, and then we go to the vehicle inspection, click on that, and then as you can see there, prior to this was at 12:23, so I've just changed that now to 12:24. You can see there I'm changing it now, so I just changed that 12:24. That was at 23 before, now it's 24. Click on that, and as you can see now this light's green, it's not red or amber. So that lets us know now that the car doesn't need to get serviced until December next year. And that's it, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Take care.